Brunaldo, as I call him. I mean, he doesn't want to be compared, but he will be. He will be. He's at the same club that Cristiano Ronaldo was at.
Is that about
plays
it?
for the same country.
Okay, same club, same country, but that's it.
But he's going to be compared, isn't he? He just is.
But is he anywhere remotely close to that trajectory? Not.
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Really?
He's that good. Honestly, if you look at what he's done since going in, if we always talk about the enormity of playing for a club the size of Manchester United and how some players it takes time to adapt. You know, I've heard players that have played for the likes of Manchester United saying how what a huge step up it was, that they didn't realise just what came with playing for a club like Manchester United. Well, he's walked in there as if they're lucky to have him. That's how he's gone in there, with that sort of confidence, as if, yeah, you know, you've been waiting for me and now I'm going to show you why, because of his talents. I mean, he's played 29 times in the Premier League for Manchester United, 28 of which he started. He's had 32 goal involvements, 18 goals, 14 assists. And another part to a top player that I always look at is, have you improved anyone else? Is anyone else getting better alongside you? Absolutely. Marcus Rashford is suddenly flourishing because he knows, as a forward, that the minute that Bruno gets the ball, he can make his run. And he knows the ball is going to come, it's going to have the right weight on it, he's going to be able to be a step ahead of the defender because of that quality, because of that vision that Bruno has got. You know, would Ollie still be in the job without Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United?
That's true. No, he wouldn't.
I mean, he's having that sort of an influence already after only a year of being there that great players have and help teams to get towards trophies because of individual performances.
So he takes a lot of penalties. Okay. What are you laughing at? He does, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when you're talking about goal involvement...
But is he part of winning the penalties?
Penalties count, by the way. I'm not decrying it, but let's just put it out there. And I'm not saying this is his fault. They are no longer in the Champions League, and he was in that team. He's part of that. So, I mean, what level is he at when we're talking about a player who's made a difference to Man United, but from the low base they were starting? I mean, Ronaldo goes into a team that was winning titles, that was winning stuff, had won the Champions League, and he excels in that team. That's a completely different thing to going into a team that's on the floor and trying to lift them up. I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes isn't great.
Are you saying it's harder to go into? Are you saying his achievements even better because he's going into a struggling side?
Well, no. If he takes them and is the main man, outstanding main man in a side that wins the Premier League title or wins the Champions League, obviously not going to happen this season, then yeah, I'll listen to what you're saying. But, I mean, he's gave the ball away against Leicester, trying to nutmeg somebody in his own half. So I don't mind a risky pass, but that's ridiculous, okay? There's a difference between risky and ridiculous, and he got it wrong. So there's still flaws in his game. He's a superstar in the Premier League. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the best player in the Premier League right now, but
who would you have instead of him?
Well, there's one or two
in that position.
In that position, why does it have to be in that position?
Well, because you wouldn't play him as a holding midfield player as such if you thought a holding midfield player was better than him.
Well, he might get into definitely will get into a Premier League 11. If you were doing a Premier League 11 now, it would be absurd to think he wasn't in there. But when I think about players who are influential in their team, De Bruyne and Mane instantly spring to mind as being up there ahead of him. How can he be that influential?
I think
the Champions League?
I think he's already overtaken De Bruyne. I do, because I think De Bruyne relies. You can see the difference when Aguero doesn't play for Manchester City. You can see the difference in De Bruyne in terms of he looks a frustrated figure in a lot of the games. He's still class, of course. Got 7 assists this season, the same as Bruno. But it's that goal tally, I think, that Fernandes brings you, that goal threat that's the difference between him and Kevin De Bruyne, and why I would pick him and why I think he's gone ahead of him in terms of, for me, the best player in the Premier League.